I am 87 years old now. My hands shake when I hold a cup of tea. My knees ache when winter comes, and most of the cats I once loved are long gone from this world. But over the last 6 decades, I have shared my home, my food, and my heart with more than 30 cats. I have seen frightened kittens grow into proud old souls. I have buried cats under apple trees with tears running down my face like rain. And today I see young people making the exact same tragic mistake with their cats that I made when I was young, forcing love instead of earning trust. And believe me when I tell you this, a cat may forgive many things, but it never forgets fear. I learned that lesson too late, far too late. There was a little gray cat named Mabel many years ago. Even now, at my age, I still cannot say her name without feeling that old pain in my chest. She came into my life in the autumn of 1974. Tiny thing, thin as a whisper. Big yellow eyes that looked at every human hand like it was a weapon. I thought love alone would fix her. Young people always think that. They think affection is something you can pour onto a creature until it finally surrenders. But cats are not built that way. Their hearts are delicate doors. Push too hard and they close forever. I wish someone had told me this 40 years ago. It would have saved me from one of the greatest regrets of my life. Back then, I believed friendliness could be trained quickly. I would pick Mabel up even when her body stiffened. I would carry her around the house saying, "She needs to get used to people." I invited visitors to pet her even when she tried to hide beneath the couch. When she scratched me, I called her difficult. When she ran away from my touch, I took it personally. Young arrogance can be cruel without even realizing it. And every single time I ignored her fear, I was teaching her something terrible. I was teaching her that humans do not listen. You see, cats speak all the time. Oh, they do. But not in human language. A twitching tail, flattened ears, wide eyes, a body frozen like stone. Those are not little quirks. Those are cries for space, cries for mercy sometimes. But people laugh at those signs. They post videos online of frightened cats being hugged tightly while their eyes beg for escape. And the saddest part is, many people call it love. Real love does not corner a frightened soul. I remember one rainy evening when Mabel hid behind the old washing machine in my basement. I reached in and dragged her out because I thought hiding was unhealthy. I can still hear the sound she made. Not a hiss, not a growl. Something deeper, a sound of betrayal. After that night, she stopped sleeping on my bed, stopped sitting near me by the fireplace. She ate quickly and disappeared like smoke, and I kept asking myself why she was becoming colder. But the truth was simple. I had become someone she feared. That realization came years later, when I was older and quieter and finally wise enough to observe instead of control. Cats are not dogs. They do not survive through obedience. They survive through caution, through reading danger, through deciding whether someone is safe enough to trust. And once you damage that trust, rebuilding it can take months, sometimes years. Some cats never recover fully. That is the part people do not want to hear. A forced cuddle may last 30 seconds for you, but the memory of fear may live inside the cat forever. There was another cat after Mabel, an old orange Tom named Jasper. By then, life had humbled me a little. I had lost my father, lost friends, lost illusions about how much control we really have in this world. Jasper taught me something extraordinary without ever speaking a word. He arrived at my porch every night for nearly 3 months before he allowed me to touch him. 3 whole months. I would simply sit there quietly with a small plate of food beside me. No grabbing, no chasing, no demanding affection. Some nights he would come close. Other nights he would stay far away in the shadows. And slowly, very slowly, he began to trust me. The first time Jasper pressed his forehead against my hand, I nearly cried, because that tiny gesture meant more than all the forced cuddles I had stolen from frightened cats in my younger years. It was chosen, freely given. That is what makes a cat's love so sacred. You cannot take it. You cannot trap it. You must deserve it. Young people today move too fast with cats. They pick them up the first day they come home. They pass them from person to person like toys. They ignore the hiding, the trembling, the desperate need for silence and safety. Then they wonder why the cat becomes aggressive or distant later on. But aggression is often just fear wearing armor. A scared cat is not a bad cat. A cat hiding under the bed is not rejecting you. A cat refusing touch is not broken. Sometimes the cat is simply waiting to discover whether your kindness is real or temporary. I once knew a little boy named Daniel whose family adopted a black rescue cat called Olive. Poor creature had clearly suffered before coming into that house. The parents kept insisting Daniel hug the cat so she would learn affection. But the more they forced it, the more Olive panicked. One day she bit the boy badly enough to send him crying. The parents blamed the cat, said she was mean, dangerous. But I watched that whole thing unfold, and I knew the truth. Olive was not mean. Olive was terrified. So I sat Daniel down and told him something I wish someone had told me when I was young. I said, if you want a cat to come closer, you must become quieter than its fear. That little boy listened better than most adults do. He stopped chasing Olive. He sat on the floor reading books while ignoring her completely. He let her observe him from a distance, and after several weeks that cat climbed into his lap on her own. Not because she was forced, because she finally felt safe. Safety. That is the real secret. Not treats, not toys, not tricks. Safety is what opens a cat's heart. And there is another truth people rarely speak about. When you constantly force affection onto a cat, you're teaching it that love comes with stress. That closeness brings panic. Over time, some cats stop showing their personalities entirely. They become withdrawn, silent, watchful. I have seen cats spend years living beside humans without ever truly relaxing. That thought breaks my old heart, because cats are deeply emotional creatures. Oh, they hide it well, but they remember who frightened them. They remember rough hands, loud voices, being cornered, being restrained when they beg to be released. And sadly, many humans mistake tolerance for happiness. Just because a cat stops fighting does not mean the cat feels safe. Sometimes it simply means the cat has given up. I think about Mabel often these days, more than I should perhaps. Age has a way of bringing old ghosts into the room at night. Near the end of her life, she finally started sleeping beside my chair again. But even then, she startled easily when I reached too quickly. Imagine carrying fear for that many years because of someone who claimed to love you. That memory still hurts me. And maybe that is why I'm telling you all this now. Because I do not have endless years left ahead of me. My voice grows older. My memories fade around the edges. But if there is one lesson I can leave behind for people who love cats, it is this. Never force affection from a creature whose trust has not yet bloomed. Love offered too aggressively becomes selfishness disguised as care. Sit quietly beside them instead. Let them walk away when they need to. Let them choose the moment. And when that day finally comes, when your cat slowly walks toward you, curls beside your leg, and closes its eyes peacefully in your presence, you will understand something beautiful that took me half a lifetime to learn. The purest love is never demanded. It is given freely. So tonight, before the world becomes busy again, go sit beside your cat without asking anything in return. No grabbing, no forcing, just presence, just patience. And if your cat chooses to come near you, treat that trust like the sacred gift it truly is. Because one day, many years from now, you may find yourself sitting alone in a quiet house like I do sometimes, wishing for one more chance to respect the heart of a cat you once misunderstood. And if my old memories helped you today, stay with me a while longer. There are still many things these old eyes have learned from cats. Lessons about love, grief, loneliness, and forgiveness that young people rarely hear until it is too late. Until then, go hug your cat gently if they allow it. And if they walk away, love them enough to let them.